Hey there my dudes, I am Laddie and welcome to another video. So as you can probably hear, I'm ill, but this is actually me getting better. Like, I've been so ill over the last week, I'll tell you about it some other time, don't even get me started. I'm just making this first little intro bit to say I will have new content out, or new content that I make with my new camera, my new sort of like setup you can see behind there. But today I've had to use, because I haven't been able to film anything all week, I've had to use pre-recorded stuff. So luckily I had some stuff on my computer that I could use. So today it's part 2 to the questions not to ask trans people video, where I just go through and I answer a few more questions that I found online that you probably shouldn't ask, you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. But I swear to God, next weekend I will have new videos coming out. Hopefully I'm better by then. I've got some really cool videos to react to that some of the commenters, thank you guys, have commented and given me ideas, and I will be reacting to those videos, which are actually really cool. I need to come up with a new word to reacting because it's kind of got a little bit of taint on it. So I will do that, and also after my exams I will be uploading like more videos a week. I won't just be uploading once a week. In summer holiday I pledge on this box of candles. I don't know why there's a box of candles, why it's a box of candles I'm pledging on, but I pledge on this box of candles that in summer I will have more videos for you guys, and better videos for you guys. It's just at the moment all I'm doing is refighting. So less of me rambling. Hope you enjoy the video. Hope you enjoy these weird questions that I get asked. Let's get into the video. So these are not from the BuzzFeed one anymore. So I finished the BuzzFeed one. Do hormones make you gay? So we've spoken about this before. Aren't you just gay or whatever? But now they're thinking like, do the hormones actually make you gay? So it's actually true that some trans people experience a change in sexuality when they go through, but when they go through the transition. But I don't think that is because people themselves are actually changing their sexuality, because you seem to be born that way. That's how you're born, really. But I think people are more comfortable in themselves, and that's when they discover what their actual sexuality is. Like, people are more comfortable with who they are and then they discover the sexuality. It doesn't necessarily change you, it just helps you like realise who you are, because sexuality and gender don't have anything to do with them, and the hormones don't really change you as your person in your brain, but they help you realise who you are. So there's a bunch of questions about coitus, which I'm not going to answer at the moment. I will after my transition, but not right now. Why did you transition if you date men? Why not just stay a woman? So I'm pansexual and I date both, but you know, yeah, I can understand, like, I think people have mentioned to me, like, if you're still like interested in men, why don't you just stay as you were? But gender and how you look has nothing to do with who you date. You don't have to be a woman to date men, obviously, because, you know, like, when they say why did you transition if you date men, why not just stay a woman? Because, like, I don't, that's my answer to that. Like it's your sexuality and the gender of people that you date isn't dependent on what gender you are at all. Like, if you're bi and trans, sometimes they ask you, aren't you just a sort of just what someone wants, a sort of object? And no, that's not true. If you're bi and trans, you're not just some weird thing. Or you're bi or you're pansexual and trans. You're not just some weird thing or someone who wants to get with everybody. Like, it really isn't that. When did you know? So I don't mind really when people ask me this question, but when did I know? So I knew, fully knew. I'd been questioning myself for a while, but I fully knew when I was watching, I'll actually link the video, Ty I think it was his just transition, his 1 year, I think it was 1 year,
1 year transition on testosterone, and I watched that video and I was like, I feel like that's me. Like, I feel like that is who I am, because I imagine myself as a guy, and I really could. And then I was like, damn, like, that's why I think the restricted thing is, the LGBT restricted thing on YouTube is kind of ridiculous, because if that was restricted to me back then, I would have never discovered who I am, and I would be even later on my schedule. Like, I would have discovered it eventually, but not as soon, and people are just scared that we're going to get contaminated by the LGBT YouTubers. They're going to contaminate us, but it's really not that. Like, the entire video was just showing us how to be. Yeah, and I knew then, I was like, that's who I am. And then I went and I watched a bunch of other videos, trans YouTubers, and I was like, yeah, that's me. Thank you, by the way. I know obviously you're not watching, but like Ty Turner and all these other YouTubers, like Uppercase Chase, things like that, you guys really helped me. Did your family and friends accept your transition? So, my friends were mostly accepting. I've had a few that I've had to lose along the way. But yeah, my friends at college, they're so accepting. Every time, like, they just tell me, they're like, well, you're a guy to us. Like, you're no different. You are Toby. It doesn't matter. You're a guy to us. And they all call me Toby, and including like all my teachers at college. I never feel more comfortable than I feel at college, which is very lucky. That isn't the same for a lot of people. My college is very hippie though, in a way. There's all sorts of different people at my college, and I feel very accepted. But my family were a bit iffy. Like, my parents are still a bit iffy on it. I only had a row yesterday with my mum about it, but you know, it's not as bad as some places, you know, not as bad at all as some people, different scenarios. I know I shouldn't try and compare and be like, mine's less as bad, or you know, someone else's is worse scenario, but it is true. Like, they're not as bad. Like, they let me go on with my life even though they don't agree with it. And like, you know, my mum calls me Toby, you know what I mean? Like, even if she doesn't agree with it necessarily, or she thinks it's a bit like, it would be easier. I'll do a whole other video, maybe with my mum if I can get her on here, or with my parents, just speaking about how they feel about it, because that would be quite useful. But I feel like I've just told them straight up, they can either make my life harder and try and fight me on this, or they can support me, because it's inevitable. I'm not changing my mind. Do you feel like a real man? I mean, feeling wise, yeah, but at the moment I'm not fulfilled in who I am, because I haven't gone through my transition. But that's just me. Like, I feel like a real man, but I think a lot, you know, myself, like, in the way that I am, like, I look in the mirror and I'm like not look in the mirror as in me, but like when I look at myself as a person, I'm like, yeah, that's who I feel like. I feel like a man. I feel like a real man, but it's just on the outside. Other people don't see me as one, and I think that partially, you know, kind of puts it down a little bit. So I've also found this one: why are you so soft? Men aren't soft. Why are you this question, why are these people stroking them? Like, you're so soft, you're so soft. Like, why are people stroking these people? Men aren't soft. And that is also just a sort of stereotype, but who says men aren't soft? Jeez. Do you miss being a girl? The question, do you miss being a girl? Every day I wake up and I realise that, every day I wake up and I ask myself a question: can I imagine being a girl again? Can I imagine, like, you know, being as I was before? And I imagine if that day I got up and I put on makeup, I put on a wig, how would I feel? And I don't know, I just wouldn't feel like me. But don't get me wrong, honestly, if I went through my transition, it's the weirdest thing, but I probably would do drag, like just every once in a while as a hobby, because I love doing makeup. I find it fun being able to dress up. That doesn't make me any less trans. So no, I don't miss being a girl, because technically I was never a girl. I was always uncomfortable in who I was. There was always something. Even my best friend Abby said there was always something that was off, like something that I was uncomfortable with, that she couldn't quite put her finger on until obviously I came out as trans. So no, I don't miss being a girl, because technically I was never a girl in my brain. But some aspects of being a girl were fun. Do you think that women are less than you? Is that why you transition? Yeah. Yeah, women are less than me. It's just a fact. Just imagine the comment section. Oh my god, women aren't less than you. We're fabulous. No, I'm kidding. Of course I don't think I'm an equalist. I believe in equality. No one should be less than anyone else. We're all humans. Unless you decide to, like, I don't know, kill loads of people, then maybe. But we're all humans. No one should be less than anyone else. Are you actually a lesbian as a and has heteronormativity?
Heteronormativity? It's like cis-normativity, but heteronormativity. Oh no.
The heteronormativity's here, the normativity. Okay, are you an actual lesbian and has heteronormativity made you think that you need to be a man? Well, it was the opposite way round for me. I was trying to dress like a man, and because I thought I was dressing like a man, that meant, like, because I was dressing like a man, that made me think that I was a lesbian. That was like... There's a seagull outside my... Okay. But the reason why I was dressing like a man, and that made me think, okay, I must be a lesbian, because at that time I was watching a bunch of Orange is the New Black, and that's what I thought I was. But if I look back at photos of me, like when I was just trying to dress masculine, and the more I dressed masculine, the happier I felt. But I didn't know, because of this restriction in the world that they've given up, I didn't know about transgender people. Do you know how privileged you are going to be as a trans man? Like, I can understand, especially as, like, because obviously the whole thing about, like, cis white males or whatever. Like, I am gonna look like one in the future. When I go through testosterone, I'm gonna look like a white male or whatever. But, like, I can understand whatever privilege I'm going to get. But at the moment, as I said before, if you've ever watched, like, I think it was H3H3, I love that guy, H3H3's videos where he was saying, like, where the fuck is my privilege? Like, I don't like comparing people's lives to, like, others, and I know people are gonna get pissed at this, but, like, people who, like, it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, the privileged, trans guys have had enough struggle in their life. I don't think they can be classed as being privileged at that point. And yeah, maybe in the future I will be treated differently, and that'll be really interesting. I will make a video on that, like how differently I'm treated and if it's any better. But at the moment, I don't know what it's like, but everyone has struggles in their life in different ways, whether you're a white male or whatever the hell, or you're a female, and I don't really have, at the moment, the right amount of information to judge how much I'll get treated better from a woman to being a dude. But I guess I'll let you know in future videos how much privilege I'll have. But to these questions, all I have to say is, thank you guys for watching my random, like, answers to these questions. But as I said, I'm probably gonna do another video like this after my transition, where I speak about the questions people get, like trans guys get after transitioning. But in between, I may do more ones. If you guys go to my Twitter, link down below. Heck, I've got my Instagram and my Facebook and everything. They're all new. My Facebook and Twitter's new, so I don't do much on them, but my Twitter I'm starting to be more active on. Link down below, and please, if anyone wants to, this is the same in the YouTube comments here, I may do more videos if you guys ask me questions. So you guys ask me questions and I'll do a trans Q&A video. It doesn't even have to be trans, it can just be questions. I'll do a Q&A video down below, well, I'll do a Q&A video in the future if you comment down below, and or go to my Twitter and send me stuff there, or Facebook or whatever, and I'll do a video in the future answering any of your questions, even the crazy ones, whatever. ask me what you want to know and I will answer them. And if enough of you guys, you know, comment down below, then I'll make that video. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe around in this location, and I will see you dudes next Sunday for a new video. Bye!